Have you ever noticed that some people give a lot and yet somehow never really lose anything in the long run? And have you also noticed the opposite? People who are always calculating, always clutching tightly to every coin and opportunity, yet their lives feel more and more narrow, full of stress, fear, and sudden loss? Welcome back to the channel, my friend. Today we are going to talk about a paradox that confuses a lot of people when it comes to money, success, and destiny. We are told to fight, to grab, to hold on, to never let others take advantage of us. But quietly, life seems to keep proving another law in the deepest sense. The ones who truly gain are often the ones who are willing to give. Not just giving money, giving time, giving care, giving opportunities, giving forgiveness, giving space. The original article behind this script was about giving, destiny, and blessing. It suggested something very simple, yet radical. Your real fortune is not just in your bank balance. It is in your heart's capacity to give without constantly shrinking in fear. In this long, story-based video script, we are going to explore that idea in a way that touches your real life. We will walk through the lives of an over-calculating businessman, a woman terrified of wasting money, a daughter torn between filial duty and resentment, a volunteer who seems silly but is strangely protected, and a young man who uses giving to run from his own emptiness. We will connect all of this with the law of cause and effect, with karma, with inner freedom. By the end, I hope you will see that giving is not about being naive or letting people step on you. It is about learning how to use your money, your time, your skills, and your love in a way that widens your destiny instead of slowly suffocating it. Let us begin with someone we will call Henry. Henry was that friend everyone describes with the same sentence. He is very smart, but he is too calculating. He worked in finance. Numbers were his language. Risk was his playground. Since childhood, he have learned one lesson very deeply: no one will take care of you. You must protect yourself. Never let anyone take advantage of you. His father had gone bankrupt when Henry was young because he trusted a business partner who betrayed him. Henry watched his family fall from comfort into struggle. He saw his parents' shame and anger. He burned a vow into his heart: when I grow up, I will never be that foolish. I will never be used. I will always stay ahead. So he trained his mind like a sharp knife. In school, he found ways to get the best results with the least effort. If group work was assigned, he would do just enough to secure his grade, but never more. If someone forgot to pay him back for a small amount, he remembered for years. In university, he studied business and finance. He became skilled in reading markets, predicting trends, and seizing timing. He entered a big firm, climbed ranks, and made money. He learned how to legally reduce taxes, negotiate contracts that favored him, and squeeze better conditions out of every deal. When a colleague needed help, he would silently calculate: if I spend time helping them, what do I get in return? If the answer was unclear, he would smile politely and decline. At family gatherings, when relatives collected money to support a cousin's medical treatment or a poor neighbor's emergency, he always gave the minimum amount that would keep others from talking. Never more. He would say to himself, I earned my money. Why should I give it away to people who did not plan well? If they had been as careful as me, they would not be in this situation. On the surface, this strategy worked. By his mid-30s, he owned a nice apartment, drove a decent car, and had savings that gave him a sense of security. People said, Henry is successful. He is very capable. Inside, though, Henry lived with a constant low-minus level tension. He could not relax. When he thought of giving, his stomach tightened as if danger was approaching. If he passed a beggar, he would feel a moment of discomfort, then quickly look away and think, "If I give to one, I will have to give to all. Where will it end?" If a friend offered to treat him to a meal, he would mentally calculate whether he owed something back. His relationships weren't transactional. Even if he did not admit it, he also had a strange fear. He often dreamed of losing everything through some sudden disaster: fire, theft, illness, market crash. He would wake up sweating, heart racing, and immediately check his accounts on his phone, as if numbers could protect him from fate. One day, his firm organized a corporate social responsibility activity. Employees were invited to spend a weekend volunteering at a local children's home. Henry did not want to go. He felt it was a waste of time, but attendance was strongly encouraged, and skipping it might affect his performance review. So he went. On Saturday morning, he walked into the children's home with a forced smile. Wearing comfortable clothes, he did not mind getting dirty. He expected to feel awkward. He expected to feel nothing. Instead, he met a little boy named Sam. Sam was about 8 years old, with big eyes and a shy smile. He had been abandoned by his parents and now lived in the home with dozens of other children. During a drawing activity, he sat alone, looking uncertain. Henry, following instructions, went over to sit with him. He asked, "What are you drawing?" Sam shrugged. "I do not know," he said. "I am not good at drawing." Henry looked at his sheet. It was mostly empty. Something about that emptiness moved him. He picked up a crayon and said, "How about we draw a house together?" Slowly, awkwardly, they began to draw. A square, a roof, a tree, a small sun in the corner. As they drew, Sam began to talk. He talked about school, about the food they ate, about his dream of becoming a bus driver one day. Henry listened. He realized that for once, he was giving something that could not be measured in numbers: attention, presence. At the end of the day, as the volunteers left, Sam ran after him and pressed a folded piece of paper into his hand. "Thank you for drawing with me," he said. "This is for you." On the paper was a clumsy drawing of two figures, a small boy and a taller man, both holding crayons. Above them was a crooked sun. Henry felt something odd in his chest, like a very old door opening a crack. When he went home, he put the drawing on his fridge. That night, for the first time in a long time, he looked at his savings account and felt, not pride, but a strange boredom. "What is all this for?" he thought. "If I died tomorrow, what would I leave behind except numbers?" A few weeks later, one of his colleagues who had also volunteered invited him to join a small talk on karma and generosity at a local Buddhist center. Henry hesitated. "Is that not religious?" he asked. His colleague said, "Yes, but you do not need to believe anything. Just come and listen. It is about how giving affects your mind and destiny." Curiosity in that little boy's drawing nudged him. He went. The teacher that evening was a middle-aged monk with gentle eyes. He began by asking, "When you hear the word giving, what do you feel in your body?" Some said warmth. Some said discomfort. Some said fear. Henry felt his stomach tighten. He noticed his shoulders rising. The monk smiled and said, "Giving is not just about money. It is about the way you relate to what you have and to others' needs. There are people who have little but give a lot. There are people who have a lot but give almost nothing. From the outside, we might call both of them poor or rich based on money. From the perspective of karma, we also look at the richness or poverty of their hearts. He continued, why does Buddhism emphasize giving so much? Because giving weakens the root of greed and fear. When you give, you tell your own subconscious, I trust that there is enough. I am willing to share. I am not locked in the prison of me and mine all the time. Each time you do this sincerely, you plant seeds of generosity. Those seeds ripen as future opportunities, help from others, and an inner sense of abundance that no bank can give you. On the other hand, when you cling tightly to everything, when you refuse to help even when you can, you are planting seeds of scarcity. Those seeds ripen as future experiences of lack, loneliness, and sudden loss. Henry shifted in his seat. It sounded poetic, but he wanted something more concrete. As if reading his mind, the monk told a story. He said, let me tell you about two merchants who lived in the same village. Both were hardworking, both had some talent, but they had very different attitudes toward giving. The first merchant, we will call him A, was like a tightly shut fist. He counted every coin, every grain. He did not cheat outright, but he always pushed to the edge of what he could get away with. If someone in the village had trouble, he would lend money with harsh conditions, making sure he profited even from their misfortune. He never donated to community projects. He believed, why should I pay for something that others will enjoy? Over the years, he did accumulate wealth, but whenever he faced trouble, he stood alone. During a flood, his warehouse walls cracked and much of his stock was damaged. He tried to get help, but neighbors were slow to respond. They remembered his lack of generosity and felt no warmth toward him. He had money, but he had earned very little true loyalty. The second merchant, B, was careful with business too. He was not foolish, but he had a principle. When I profit, I want others to benefit as well. He paid workers fairly, sometimes even a bit more when he could. He lent money to those in dire trouble with gentle terms. He contributed to the village well, the temple roof, and the local school. People said, he is not the richest, but he has the biggest heart. One year, B faced his own crisis. A fire broke out in his storage. Before he could even ask, villagers rushed to help. They formed a line to pass water. They opened their own spaces to store his remaining goods. Some even refused payment for their labor, saying, you have helped us so much. Now it is our turn. In the end, he lost less than he would have alone. From the outside, you might say both merchants deserved their outcomes based on social logic. From the perspective of karma, we say that their giving and non-minus giving shaped their destiny. Henry listened and felt something inside admit, reluctantly, if I faced disaster, who would really help me beyond what the law forces? How many people truly feel grateful to me, not just impressed by my success? The monk finished by saying, giving does not mean you never keep anything for yourself. It means you do not twist your heart into a lock. Real wealth is the ability to give without fear and to receive without shame. That night, Henry lay awake staring at the ceiling. He saw himself as Merchant A, smart, successful, well protected, and deeply alone. He thought of little Sam's drawing, of the warm feeling he had when the boy thanked him. Something in him whispered, that warmth is also wealth. Over the next months, he decided to experiment, not in a dramatic way. He did not suddenly give away his savings, but he began to loosen his grip. When the children's home sent a newsletter asking for monthly sponsors, he signed up for a modest amount. At first, when the money left his account, he felt a sting. Then he remembered the monk's words, "You are not losing. You are exchanging fear for connection." He visited the home occasionally, not as part of a corporate event, but on his own. He met Sam again. They continued drawing houses and buses. Henry felt his heart open in ways no financial gain had ever produced. He also began to be more relaxed with friends. When he treated someone to a meal, he stopped mentally calculating who owed who what. He started to enjoy the simple happiness of feeding others. At work, he remained professional, but he stopped squeezing every penny in negotiations. He aimed for fairness, enough profit for him, enough benefit for clients. He noticed something surprising: some clients trusted him more, bringing more stable business. It was as if the universe had been waiting for his fist to open so it could place more into his hand. Giving had not ruined him. It had begun to heal him. His destiny did not suddenly turn into a fairy tale. He still had challenges, but he walked through them with a less fearful heart and with more genuine support around him. That is one face of the secret: the people who truly gain are those who learn to let go. Now let us look at giving from another angle: the fear of wasting money when it comes to family and oneself. Meet Rachel. Rachel grew up in a poor household. Her parents had to count every coin. Sometimes there was not enough food for everyone. She saw her mother skip meals so the children could eat. She saw her father work multiple jobs, coming home exhausted. From that time, she developed a very strict attitude: money is hard to earn. Spending is dangerous. Giving is risky. As an adult, she managed to climb into a more stable life. She earned a steady salary. She lived modestly. She had some savings. From the outside, people praised her for being responsible. Inside, she lived with constant anxiety. If a friend suggested a short trip, she immediately thought, "What a waste. That money could go into my emergency fund." If her shoes had a small hole but were still wearable, she felt guilty, even thinking of buying new ones. When her parents, now elderly, needed better medicine that cost more, she panicked. Her mind screamed, "If I spend this much on them, what if I have nothing when I am their age?" She did pay for their medicine, but she could not do it with peace. She carried resentment like a heavy backpack. One year, she got seriously ill, nothing life-threatening, but enough to put her in bed for weeks. Lying there, weak and uncomfortable, she realized something shocking. She had spent her entire adult life saving for one day, yet she had rarely allowed herself to actually live. And now, when that one day of illness came, she understood that no amount of money could replace the regret of a life half-minus lived. A cousin who studied Buddhism visited her and brought a little book about giving and fear. Too tired to argue, Rachel read it. One line jumped out: real stinginess is not only refusing to give money, it is refusing to give yourself and your loved ones the chance to experience joy and connection when conditions allow. The book explained that from a Buddhist view, giving has levels: giving material support, giving protection from fear, giving the Dharma, meaning truth, wisdom, guidance, giving forgiveness and understanding. Rachel realized she had been stingy not only with money, but also with warmth. She rarely took her parents out for a meal because she saw restaurants as wasteful. She rarely bought herself anything nice, not because she practiced contentment, but because she was afraid. She rarely gave time to friends, always saying she was too busy. Her life was safe in one way and impoverished in another. After recovering, she decided to change her relationship with giving. She still respected money. She did not start wasting it on meaningless status symbols. But she allowed herself, her family, some gentleness. She set up a small joy fund in her budget money, specifically meant to create shared experiences. Once a month, she took her parents to a simple restaurant. At first, she felt guilty as she watched the bill. Then she looked at their faces as they tasted dishes they had never tried before. Lines of worry softened. For those 2 hours, they were not just struggling survivors. They were a family enjoying a moment of warmth. Rachel thought, if I had died during my illness, these moments would never have existed. Would my bank account have comforted me in the coffin? She also started allowing herself occasional small treats: a good book, a cup of coffee with a friend, a class she had always wanted to take. Each time she spent, she asked herself, is this coming from greed or from a healthy wish for growth and connection? If the answer was growth and connection, she let herself enjoy it without endless shame. Her fear-based stinginess slowly relaxed into mindful generosity. She began to see money not as a god to be worshipped or a monster to be feared, but as a tool that, when used with wisdom, could carve a different destiny, one where love was not always sacrificed on the altar of safety. Now, let us look at giving inside families when resentment is involved. This is where giving becomes a deep spiritual training. Meet Anna. Anna's father was strict, distant, and oft uncritical when she was young. He rarely praised her. Even when she achieved something, he would point out flaws. As a result, she grew up with a knotted heart. She longed for his approval and also resented him. In her 30s, her father had a stroke. He survived, but he became weak and dependent. Anna, as the only child living nearby, became his main caregiver. She cleaned for him, cooked, took him to hospital visits, and handled paperwork. On the outside, she looked like a devoted daughter. Relatives praised her. But inside, she was full of anger. Each time she helped him, a voice in her heart shouted, "Where were you when I needed you? Why must I now give so much to a man who gave me so little emotionally?" One evening, after an exhausting day where he complained about the taste of her cooking, she broke down. She locked herself in the bathroom, sat on the floor, and cried until her body shook. "I cannot do this," she thought. "I am suffocating." Later, while scrolling online, she stumbled across a talk about gratitude and karmic debt in parent-child relationships from a Buddhist teacher. He said, "In this life, your parents may have harmed you, ignored you, or failed you. Recognizing their faults is not wrong. But if you only stay in resentment, you keep the karmic knot tight." Buddhism teaches that our relationships are not random. Often, there are deep karmic ties from previous lives: debt sowed, kindness received, harm done. Serving a difficult parent can sometimes be a chance to repay past debts and lighten future burdens. This does not mean you must accept abuse. Boundaries are important, but if you can care for them with some level of compassion, even if your emotions are mixed, you are not only helping them, you are also freeing yourself from carrying resentment into future lives. He continued, "If you cannot feel love, begin with this. For the fact that they gave me this body, I will do what I can, within my ability, to care for them in their old age. Beyond that, I will not cling to ideas of what they should have been." Turning bitterness into a conscious act of giving is a powerful transformation of destiny. These words stayed in Anna's mind. She realized that her choice was not between hating her father forever and pretending everything was fine. There was a third path: to see him as a human being shaped by his own karma, his own wounds. To serve him not as a perfect, loving father, but as an imperfect being for whom she could be a carer. She started a small daily practice. Before entering his room, she would pause, place a hand on her heart, and say silently, "I am not doing this to buy approval. I am doing this as a way to repay the basic debt of life and to free myself from hatred. May this action reduce our karmic entanglement." Sometimes she felt genuine tenderness. Sometimes she felt only duty. Sometimes resentment resurfaced. But over time, something shifted. Her father, perhaps sensing her sincerity, began to soften too. One day, he clumsily said, "Thank you. I know I was not a good father. You are better to me than I was to you." Those words did not erase the past, but they opened a window in her heart, and realized that giving in this context was not about letting herself be used. It was about turning a painful legacy into a lighter one. She was choosing not to pass the same coldness to any future children or to her own heart in the next life. This is giving at the level of destiny healing. We have spoken a lot about giving that looks selfless, but there is also such a thing as unhealthy giving. Let us not ignore that. Meet Tom. Tom was known as the generous one among his friends. He often paid for meals, lent money, volunteered, and helped people move houses. At first glance, he looked like a model of Buddhist-style giving, but under the surface, something else was happening. Tom was terrified of being disliked. He grew up feeling invisible. His strategy for feeling valuable was to be useful. So he gave, not from fullness, but from emptiness. He could not say no. If someone asked for help, he felt obligated. Even when he was exhausted, he rarely received. If someone tried to give back, he felt uncomfortable. In his mind, he had built a hidden deal. "I will give you help, food, time, loyalty. In return, you will never leave me." Of course, people did leave sometimes. They moved, changed, drifted away. Each time, he felt betrayed. He thought, "After all I have done for them, how could they?" Tom's giving was not entirely pure generosity. It was a currency for buying love. This kind of giving often leads to burnout, resentment, and confusion. When Tom eventually found Buddhist teachings, he was shocked to hear one sentence from a teacher: "Real giving is free. It comes from a place of enoughness, not from a desperate need to earn worth." If you are giving because you are afraid of saying no, or because you are trying to control others, that is not generosity. That is attachment wearing a generous mask. The teacher encouraged him to practice a different kind of giving, to include himself, to give himself rest, to allow himself to receive, to give only when he could do so without secretly writing an emotional invoice. That was harder for Tom than paying for 10 dinners. But as he learned to give from a cleaner place, his relationships became more honest. People could trust that his help did not come with hidden chains. And he could trust that he was loved, not only for what he did for others, but for who he was. This is an important nuance in the secret of giving on destiny. The quality of your intention matters as much as the act itself. Giving from fear plants seeds of more fear. Giving from pride plants seeds of more ego. Giving from wisdom and compassion plants seeds of deeper freedom. So, now that we have walked through all these stories, what does this mean for you? Sitting here with your own bank account, your own relationships, your own fears about the future. It means you have a powerful tool in your hands every single day: the choice to give or to shut down. You do not need to be rich to use this tool. You do not need to be a saint. You only need to start where you are. You can give a small portion of your income to causes that truly help others. You can give time to people who need listening without constantly checking your phone. You can give forgiveness where holding resentment only poisons you. You can give opportunities to younger people instead of seeing them only as competition. You can give your full presence to your parents or children for 10 minutes a day without screens. You can give knowledge and guidance you have learned without hoarding it to feel superior. And equally, you can stop giving in ways that destroy you. Stop giving money you do not have to people who only manipulate you. Stop giving your time endlessly to those who never respect your boundaries. Stop giving your energy to appearances that impress others but leave you empty. Wise giving is always balanced with wisdom and self-respect. In the language of karma, each act of giving from a clear heart is like planting a luminous seed in the field of your destiny. You may not see its sprout tomorrow. You may not receive back from the same person you gave to, but life has its own accounting system. Sometimes, years later, help appears from a direction you never expected. Sometimes, when disaster should have hit you full force, it strangely passes a little to the side. Sometimes, when you need guidance, the right teacher or book appears. You can call it coincidence, or you can see it as the quiet return of your own past generosity. As we come toward the end of this long sharing, I want to speak to you heart to heart. If you have been a very calculating person, like Henry, always protecting yourself, always afraid of being used, it is understandable. The world has hurt you. You have learned to survive with a closed hand. But ask yourself, has this hand really kept me safe? Or has it also kept out connection, joy, and meaning? Maybe it is time to open that hand just a little. If you have been extremely stingy with yourself and your loved ones, like Rachel, always postponing joy for one day, remember this: your loved ones will not live forever. You will not live forever. Some money, when given at the right time, is not waste. It is transformation. If you are caring for difficult parents, like Anna, and your heart is full of mixed feelings, know that your struggle is seen by life. Your effort to turn resentment into conscious giving is already a profound spiritual practice. If you are a giver like Tom, who has been giving from emptiness, using generosity as a way to avoid facing your own loneliness, be gentle with yourself. You work trying to survive too. Now you can learn to give in a way that does not injure your own heart. And if you already practice giving regularly, silently, without much recognition, thank you. The world is softer because of people like you. Tonight, before you sleep, you might like to ask yourself one simple question. What is one small thing I can give tomorrow that will plant a good seed in my destiny and in someone else's life? It might be money. It might be time. It might be patience. It might be a blessing whispered in your heart for someone who hurt you, choosing not to curse them anymore. Write it down. Do it. Then watch, over months and years, how your inner world shifts. If this sharing resonated with you, if somewhere between the merchants, the anxious saver, the resentful daughter, the over-minus giver, and the little boy with the drawing you recognized yourself, I invite you to share in the comments. Tell us about a time when you gave and later realized it had quietly changed your life, or a time when you refused to give and now see that it narrowed your road. Your story may be the seed that helps someone else understand their own relationship with giving. If you would like to keep exploring together topics like karma, destiny, generosity, and spiritual practice in daily life, remember to subscribe, like, and comment so this little community can keep growing. And if your conditions allow and your heart feels moved, you can consider supporting the channel as a member, helping to sustain the time and energy it takes to create these long, carefully crafted sharing S. But most of all, as you close this video and go back into your ordinary day, remember this: real wealth is not only in what you hold, but in what you are free enough to let flow through you. May you learn to give with wisdom, receive with gratitude, and in doing so, quietly transform the pattern of your destiny. Life gets noisy. Work, stress, expectations. Sometimes we lose touch with the quiet part of ourselves. Bracelet isn't just an accessory. It's a small reminder that you deserve peace. You deserve moments of stillness. You deserve to hold on to your inner balance. If one of these bracelets speaks to your heart, you'll find the purchase link in the description below. And even more auctions available on our channel's shop page. Pick home the one that feels right.